In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the benefit of using a buyer's agent and why these services can add so much value to your next real estate transaction. First reason to utilize a buyer's agent is market research. A buyer's agent can really dig into the details. They can tell you what's sold, what's on the market, what hasn't sold, the condition of the property, compare relative locations, and talk about broader trends that are impacting an area, whether it's plateauing, declining, or appreciating more significantly than the market on average. To demonstrate the benefit of market research, let's look at a long-term investment decision in a property of, let's say, $2 million. If you were to assume that because of good market research and good property selection, that you were able to get a slightly better return on investment. Let's say instead of a 4% annual appreciation rate over the long term, you were able to get a 5% annual appreciation rate. At the 5-year mark, that property for $2 million would have earned an additional $91,295. At the 10-year mark, that property would have earned an additional $256,033. At the 15-year mark, where compound interest really starts to kick in, that property would have earned an additional $496,510. And at the 20-year mark, just because of that added 1%, the property would have gained an additional $840,202. Number two, the property search process. While a lot of information is definitely on the market and out there for everyone to see, there's a lot of information that isn't as well. And so whether it's off-market properties or properties that are being marketed on a limited basis within a firm, or relationships with other brokers or other real estate firms, a buyer's broker can bring a lot of additional access to the table for these sorts of opportunities, and oftentimes get you access and insight and a leg up before the competition really heats up. Number three, transparency of roles and who's representing who. The real estate industry can be a little bit of a confusing and not so clear place from time to time. For example, a lot of times if you're researching a property, you might find on some broad website online, the representative who pops up in front of that listing could have simply paid for the right to be there or paid for that lead. If you're going direct to the listing broker, it's good to know that first and foremost, they were hired to get the highest possible price and aggressively represent the seller. If you hire a buyer's broker, it's completely the opposite. They are hired specifically to represent you and help you get the best deal. And so in these negotiations, it's certainly best to have your representative and be really clear about who's doing what. So number four is really very similar to the last point. In any negotiation, you're at a much bigger strategic advantage by having someone who's in the negotiation as your representative. You can act more strategically. You're not the person that is actually doing the communicating or responding on the spot to different situations. And there's a lot more gamesmanship and tactics and strategy that can go into making sure that you're seeing all the right information, you're understanding the motivations of the other party, and you're thinking through your own objectives, and you're using kind of all this together to come up with the right plan to negotiate the best possible deal. The fifth issue is commission. There sometimes is a misguided thinking process that by using a buyer's agent, you're somehow adding commission dollars or adding a middleman to the process. It really couldn't be any further from the truth. All of our brokerage commissions, in almost all circumstances, are paid for by the seller of the property. And that brokerage commission is split between the selling agent and the buyer's agent. If there's no buyer's agent, all that commission goes to the selling agent. And so really the only one that wins in the process is the selling agent. And you don't get a representative either. It's a lose-lose, no doubt about it. Number 6 is resources. If you think about the real estate transaction process, there's a lot of work that goes in early, during, and after. And so a buyer's agent can bring to you boatloads of resources that have been vetted by all the other agents in their firm that we know we can count on to deliver best-in-class services. And so whether that's lending resources up front or transaction resources such as title and escrow or inspections or repair or tradespeople to come in and improve the process or help with the move, it's just a lot of people involved. It's critical that everyone is on their A game and that you're only utilizing best resources. Just impossible, very difficult at best waters to navigate on your own or without someone who's really looking after your best interests. Number 7, advice and guidance. Now, most real estate agents aren't attorneys, but good real estate agents can guide you through these legal contracts, keep you on track from a timing standpoint, and make sure that the process goes smoothly. Okay, the last issue, number 8, is planning. And so not only is it good to get a buyer's agent involved, but it's good to get that resource involved early. Have them be a part of the team and help you with strategy. Where do you want to look? What's your tolerance for renovations versus turnkey properties? As we mentioned, it doesn't cost any money to get them involved. And to boot, why wouldn't you get that resource part of the team early? Find someone you like, you trust, you have good rapport with. Really, these are the most important elements. At the end of the day, real estate agents are advisors. You as the client should be making the decision with the information that's presented to you. The agent's there to facilitate, to help you, to provide the information you need to make the best decision. I hope these insights were helpful. If I can ever be of help, feel free to reach out. It's never too early to plan. I'm never too busy to help.